What is going on, everyone? I'm here with some after E3 reveals for Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, that is, which is a game I've been really anticipating, and I'm gonna have to wait another 4 or 5 months until it actually comes out, which sucks. But you know that's how the world works. You gotta wait for good things to happen, especially if they're announced and they're a video game, and yeah. I've been a fan of the Assassin's franchise ever since the last game, which is kind of surprising since the last game really doesn't hold the as much quality as the previous games had. And even though I haven't played all the previous games, I still enjoyed AC3 a lot, and I was really looking forward to AC4 after its announcement. And luckily, AC4 is a nice change of pace from other games in the franchise. It takes pretty much all the elements of the previous Assassin games with rooftops and such, with cities and architecture, and mixes it with the exploration and the open wideness of Assassin's Creed 3 with the frontier and such, and that's what we're getting in Assassin's Creed 4. Now, overall, the story. Basically, this is the last game that you're going to be doing with Desmond, despite the ending of AC3. This is a spoiler to the ending of AC3, by the way, if you've not known. That Desmond had died in AC3, apparently, but there's a whole theory on how Subject 16 basically went into his right arm, and he put his right arm on the orb, and that apparently saved him. Though Ubisoft has said this is the last game you're going to do with Desmond. So instead, the main character in modern day is you, and they haven't really said who else it is. All they've said is you. So this may lead that you could be making your own modern day character, or it could just be a character they have not yet announced. Other than that, you are getting hired by Abstergo Industries, which of course is the Templars, to revisit the history of the Kenways, which right away sounds like there's more to the story, and hopefully there is, more than just exploring the Kenways. Hopefully they're looking for something, or there's something they missed. I hope the story at least relates to the after Earth apocalyptic situation, since Juno has now enslaved, or is going to enslave mankind, that we should get an update on how they're going to stop her, or something like along those lines. But yes, that's how it works. You're playing as Abstergo Industries, exploring the history of the Kenways. Now, what Kenway are you playing in this game? Well, you're playing as Edward Kenway. He is the father of Haytham Kenway and the grandfather of Connor. This is also going to take place in the year 1715. It starts in 1715, and it's taking place during the fall of a fracturing pirate republic. And this is pretty cool because Ubisoft has quoted that AC3 was about the story of a successful government rise, and AC4 is going to be about the fall of a government. So it's going to be pretty cool. I think it sounds like a really cool idea. And of course, they're not going to tell any of the phony pirate stories that you see in parts of the Caribbean or you read in books and stuff. It is going to be legitimately the British hunting down Blackbeard, or in this case, it's the British hunting down Edward Kenway and Blackbeard, because Blackbeard is actually one of your closest allies in the game. You know, you and Blackbeard are gonna be partners in crime along the adventures 1715 and beyond. As far as the environments go in this game, there's going to be 3 main cities that they've announced. I can't exactly quote them right now. Beyond that, you can explore the whole Caribbean Sea with your ship, the Jackdaw, which I'll talk more about later. And there are 50 set locations among the Caribbean Sea. There's also, in addition to these 50 locations, are a ton of smaller islands that you can just find. You can just jump off your ship, take a look around, see if there's any, who knows, treasure or booty around that you can look for, and then jump back on your ship and get exploring. And this is all without loading screen, so that's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait for that mechanic to actually just, when I'm bored, just wander around with the Jackdaw, exploring the Caribbean Sea, hunting down treasure, perhaps shooting down British frigates. Sounds a whole lot of fun. The Caribbean Sea is also designed to be fully immersive and full of treasure, like I've said, and they've also said that you're bound to find something at least every 2 minutes that is going to catch your attention, or sooner, of course. So it sounds like a really interesting thing. I hope they put a lot of work into it, and hope it pays off. Now, about the Jackdaw, which is your main ship, that's basically Edward Kenway's main ship. Jackdaw doesn't sound like something you'd easier remember, but this is the Jackdaw, this is the Millennium Falcon, this is the Enterprise, whatever you want to call it. You'll be able to upgrade it over time by salvaging parts from other ships that you've taken down. you know, just buying upgrades, smuggling upgrades, all kinds of stuff. You'll be able to make it a fully compatible ship to your liking. Along the lines of salvaging ships, you can also build a fleet of ships. Enable combat, you can board and capture ships and add them to your fleet, or you know, you can just blow them up with your cannons and your artillery instead. And this is the thing I love about the naval combat now, is that they actually give you a sense of choice where do you want to board their ship or do you just want to blow it to hell? It's whatever you want to do with it, and either way, you have a lot of choices as far as that goes. Other than that, there's also the thing in the trailers they've explored where you'll be able to travel underwater. They've also been asked if you'll be able to explore all of under the Caribbean Sea underwater, and of course this is not true. There's only going to be set locations, just like those set 50 locations, that you'll be able to go underwater. That you'll be able to explore underwater caves and stuff, but there's only set areas, which means, you know, you're gonna have a border underwater where you can sort of travel, and it's probably gonna say this area has not been explored during your current memory. Then you're gonna have to head back up. So that's all about the single player experience. Multiplayer, of course, has always been a popular thing among previous games, especially AC3. It's adopted, I'm pretty sure they said all the previous game modes from AC3 and such, and there's going to be having all new characters and abilities and upgrades that you'll be able to, you know, change their appearance, customize them, work on their different attributes and stuff. So that's definitely welcome from the previous games. And there's a new thing they're introducing called Games Lab, where basically you'll be able to strip apart currently existing game modes, allow certain weapons or dismantle certain features. You basically can make your own personal game mode, and you can name it as well. Or you can also share it and host, you know, multiplayer games and stuff along those lines. The two that they showcased at E3 were Frantic, which is basically one where you can use any type of kill possible, any type of kill you want, because all of them will contribute to give you 1 point. And Pistolier was one where you can only use pistols to kill, which sounds really cool. I thought that mode was really nice. And it comes out November 1st on all consoles, which should be Xbox One and PS4. I think PS4 comes out sometime after its release. I think it's November 1st or it's November 5th. I don't know. It's sometime first week of November. I wish I did more research on that. Yeah, so that's AC4 in a nutshell for you. That's all we know right now. If you enjoyed the informative information, can't get much more specific than that. If you enjoy the information I've given you in this video, don't forget to subscribe. I do gaming tributes, gaming news, movie reviews, movie news, movie remixes, gaming remixes. I do a bunch of stuff, all pertaining to entertainment. So, if you enjoyed this video, please rate, comment, subscribe. Check my videos upcoming and prior to, and I'll be seeing you all later.